how can we implement a function called isPalindrome in Python. So first of all, let me open my terminal, and I will suppose that Python is already installed in the machine. So here, if I type Python, I have nothing, but if I type Python 3, I have the interactive terminal. So let's start by defining what a palindrome is. A palindrome can be actually a string or a number, and this string could be read, so it's read the same from left to right and from right to left. And I will give you an example. Let's say madam, like this. So if I start reading madam from the left, I will say M-A-D-A-M. And if I start reading madam from the right, I will have the same thing, M-A-D-A-M, which means that madam is a palindrome. Now let's see a number. For example, 919. It's a palindrome because it's read the same from left to right and from right to left. But if here I have 8, now it's not a palindrome. So to detect if a number or if a string is palindrome, we have the first step to reverse the string or the number. If we have a string, so actually it's easy because let's say I have the variable string, I will call it name or name, let's say name equal ada, okay, like this. So now the first step consists of having the inverse of the variable name, and to have this, so we can read so the strings in Python like the arrays or the tables, so with the bracket. So here I can do of 0 name of 0, it will give me A, name of 1, it will give me D, and name of 2, it will give me A. So it's the position, actually 0, it's the position of the letter in the string. So we start from 0 and the string ends, the string ends at the length of string minus 1. Here the length of our string is 3, so we have to stop at 2, because if I do name of 3, I will have an error that says that the string index is out of range, because we don't have a letter at position 3, we have letters at position 0, 1 and 2. Now I can read actually, so here I can read only one letter, but I can also read several letters, so in the same, so they are consecutive. So for example, I can say from 0 to 1, and here, so it will go from 0 and then it will not arrive to 1, it will stop actually at 0, because 1 is the end, but this says that we don't read what is at position 1. So here I will say, okay, it's A. If I put here 2, I will have AD. And if I put 3, now I can put 3 because we will not try to get what is at position 3. We will just try to get what is at position 0, 1, and 2. So here I have ADA. Okay. And actually I can do this, so either so if I want to read all the string, I can put so from 0 to 3, or from 0 to the length of the of the string. So if I say I put length of name, which is 3, so here I will just show you that length of name equals to 3. So here it is. Now I can put it like this, but also I can say name double point and also double point. Actually, it's not double point, it's in French we say deux points, but it's colon. So here if I put 2 colons, or if I put only 1 colon just without nothing, it will give me the same string ada. Okay. And also in Python, what is good, I can specify the direction of reading the string. So here we are reading so from the beginning to the end, but I can ask Python to read the string from the end to the beginning. And this is by specifying the direction with another colon, and here I put -1, which means the inverse. So here we are saying read me all the letters of the string from the end to the beginning. And if I put this, actually I have no difference, but if I put, for example, name equal Adam, and then I put name and -1, here I will have Mada instead of Adam. You see? Okay. So now we managed with this formula to inverse a string. Okay. Now, so just to detect if, so this one we can store it. Sorry. So this inversion we can store it in a variable called, for example, inverse, and equal name -1, and here we are. If I display inverse, I have Mada. Now to detect if our string is palindrome, I have just to compare name and name inverse. If they are equals, it means that it's palindrome. If they are not, so they are not, it's not palindrome. So then the string here Adam, so it's false, which means that Adam is not equal to Mada. You see? Okay. So if I want to implement a function that do this thing, because each time actually I have to inverse the string and then to make the comparison. But also, so here it works for the strings, but it does not work for the numbers, because this formula does not work with the numbers. So let's say that I have age equal, let's say 77, okay, which is a palindrome actually, because we can read it the same from here to here and from right to left. So now if I try to do age point and -1 to inverse the number, this does not work, because actually the int does not have the array format. Okay, so if I want to work with numbers and to inverse them, I have first of all to convert them from the type integer to the type string, and this is actually easy to do in Python. And for example, I can create age st string, and here I can put just str of age. This will convert the age to string and put it in the variable age string. So if I check, so now the content of age string, we can see that we have this this type of character here, you see. And if I type type of, so this will give me the type of the variable age string. We can see that it's class str, which means class string, and if I put just age, it gives class int, which means class integer. Okay, so this is how we convert a number to a string. So now I can apply actually my function to inverse or to reverse the string, but it's on age string. I can put -1, and here I have 77, but if age was equal to 100, for example, and here, so age string equal str of age, and then I do age string of -1. This one will give me 001. Okay, and then it's the same, so we will have to compare, we will have to store the age string in age string inverse, and then I compare age string with age string inverse, and it's false because 100 is different from 001. But if age was equal, for example, let's say 66, or well, age is not, let's say weight equal 121. So here I will start by converting weight, the number, to a string, so str of weight, and then I will reverse, so weight string inverse equal to weight string of -1, and then I will compare weight string with weight string inverse, and in this case it's true because, so if I look at the content of weight string, it's 1 to 1, and of the inverse it's 1 to 1. It's the same. Okay, but now, so if, so here, like you see, so I had to do age equal 100, age string str of age string to inverse, and etc. It's a little bit, and if I want to do it for other numbers, so here it's a little bit heavy. So the solution is to create a function that does this, and each time we call the function, it will make this logic, and then it will return true if the number or the string is palindrome, and false if not. So let's say that we will create a function for the numbers for the moment. So to create a function in Python, we start by the keyword def, then, so the name of the function is palindrome, I think it's like this, and then, so we open the parentheses. So generally the structure of a function, it's like this. So we have the keyword def, or always like this, then the name of the function, and after that we have parentheses. Sometimes we don't have parameters, but sometimes we do. In this case we need a parameter, so which is our number. And imagine a function, it's just something that takes, like a machine, it takes some inputs and then it gives you some outputs. Let's say if we have washing machine, you will put a dirty clothes in it, so this is our input, and the function of the machine is washing the clothes, and then in return it will give you clean clothes. Okay, a function is the same thing. It takes an input and it gives you an output. Here our input or our parameter, we will, so we cannot call it, maybe we can, but so let's say our I will call it, for example, I can call it n, just n, and then we have to put a colon, and then we go back to the line. And don't forget to put always so tabulation, I don't know, in France it's tabulation, and like 4 spaces. And then so we put your logic. So our logic is very simple. So as we did before, so we have first of all to convert to a string. So I can put n string equal str of n. This is the first step. Then so I have to inverse the string. So I have n string inverse equal n string of, so n string colon colon and -1. After that, so I have to compare my both. So here we have a comparison. So actually I can return the value given by this comparison. So generally in a function we have a return keyword that returns the value that we need. And here the value that we need is if the two strings, so the strings in the beginning and the string after inversing it are the same or not. So here we'll compare n string if it is equal to n string inverse, and here we are, so it's finished. So now if I call isPalindrome of 1 2 2 1, it will give me true, but if I put here 2, so it will give me false. And here I can play with it. So 1 is true because actually it could be read from both sides, and here if I put a number like this and then 6 5, or I can even put 5 4 3 2 1, so here as you see we have true. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Don't hesitate if you have some comments to put them. If something is not clear, don't hesitate to put it in the comments, and don't hesitate also to like the video and to share it. Thank you.